Okay, so our town has been burned. Well, raided, whatever. Parents were killed. Things happened. We made some choices on research and for crafting stuff. Going to Elven stuff for now, just see how it goes. I guess if we pick up enough research, we can do the Imperial stuff too. Legendary items crafting, nice. Jewelry. Why'd they flip these? That's funny. Imperial's up here for the gear, except for the jewelry. Elven up there, Imperial down there. Trying to trick us, I think. Anyway. We picked up a vitality boost and also weapon enchanting too. Oh, that's where we can do enchantments. So what stuff can we do? So emergency shield. Where's hit points drops below 50%? Shield stuff. There's the mana flow. 1% of mana per second for an amulet. It's the only amulet we have with a slot. What's this ring? Oh, she's already wearing this. She's wearing it, but it doesn't have any magic on it. Or does it? No. These are great at cutting it. These not going on a ring? Oh, only amulet. Amulet, there we go. The helmet. Plus 3 resistant percentage to all elements except chaos. This amulet, though. Hit point protection, mana stuff, weapon damage. Oh, that would help. She would do so much more. Anyway, since she's already wearing it and everything, that's gonna help a little. So her crit chance is now 34%. Crit damage is 205%. That'll hurt. Has that one. Do the same thing for the ad amulet. These boots. Resistance to all elements. Ugh. Item. Right, the weapon. These aren't the best weapons anymore. They're not bad, it's just they're not the best. When the virus reaches 10 stacks, the target suffers chaos and fear. The void. Oh, that's already got the void parasite. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Ah. Target with 1 stack of void parasite that slowly develops over time, adding 1 stack per second. The virus reaches 10 stacks, the target suffers death, damage, and fear. How many things live for 10 seconds, though? We could take this off if we knew how, right? Because that's an enchantment slot. Oh, just do that. So, lifesteal. Lifesteal is a character stat and is cumulative with for all equipped weapons. Healing. It's a projectile that heals a random ally within 5 meters of the target for 20% of the wearer's weapon damage. Critical mana drain. Critical chance, critical hits drain so much mana. Silent magic. So much, so tempting. Okay, so this is its thing. It's multi-slot. Okay. The problem is, these weapons aren't so good anymore. They've got the slots to make them interesting, but as far as the weapons go, they're not as productive as the stuff we're using. It's okay. Okay, so optional. Ask around about the attack. Who do we talk to?
Gotcha.
Who do we talk to about the attack? Only the black remains of a once great palm tree, the city's heart burned to the ground. Temporarily closed, nobody is in the mood for celebrations. Board. This makeshift display board is littered with notices big and small, among them a handful of obituaries. Hallis, you can tell us something, I'm sure.
These scavengers are known to fight tooth and nail for any tech they can find. We do have quite a lot of that stashed throughout the city. They probably thought we'd be an easy target. I hope they learned their lesson now, and... I'm sorry for your loss, sweetie.
Let's get going.
Anybody else want to talk to me? Oh, bystander.
First the League, and the Empire, and now this? That's no coincidence. The bandits must have been hired by the bloody elves.
The League? Hiring humans to do their dirty work? It's more likely they were sent here by the Empire. They've treated us like vermin ever since we chose to stay out of their glorious human revolution.
Sure.
Benedict. So, is that it? Can't get over there. Oh, bystander.
Master Assassins? What are you talking about? It was just those damn bandits. At least we were prepared for them.
Well, I guess we
This
didn't
could
learn
have
anything
ended
new.
much worse.
How is it possible that no one knows anything?
How could nobody have seen the assassins' bodies? They were right there in the council chamber.
Come on, let's prepare the ship and talk to Benedict. I think it's time he finally answered some of our questions.
Oh, nobody's going to answer your questions. Benedict. Our fearless tank.
Well, the power core's in place. It was harder this time. Without Dad. But I figured it out. I wish you could see it. I didn't do half bad.
You did great, Mal. Let's take off then. There's nothing keeping us here.
Maybe we should check our house again. Our parents were singled out and killed for a reason. There have to be clues.
We shouldn't linger. All I can say is that you are correct. Your parents are not just random victims. All the more reason to stay on the move. The city is not safe now, and we cannot risk them coming after you too.
Ben, this is the worst time to be cryptic.
No, you're right, but... damn it. I owe you that. Your parents tried to shield you from this, but there are things that you have to know if you wish to avenge them. Before I came to the City of Bones with your parents, we worked for the Empire. Avian and Melissa studied the ancients and their technology.
That's... They never told us about it. So what happened? Why did you leave?
They didn't like the direction in which the Empire took their research, refused to have their work used to aid the war effort. When they asked me to help them escape, I didn't think twice. But then the Empire was no longer the country I swore to protect.
It's still hard to believe that there was a time when the Empire was a different place. But what about our parents' work? Can you tell us more about it?
All I know is that it drew some unwanted attention. Somehow your mother suspected the claw was real and would be looking for her. I wasn't sure if she was serious at the time, but I guess we all know now that it was no joke.
The only claw I know of is just a folk tale. Some sort of a secret society operating from the shadows. Are we really talking about the same thing?
I'm afraid so. The marks on the assassin's hands were the exact symbol that Melissa told me to look out for. It's not much, but it's a clue.
That's right. That and also the Oracle, whatever it is. Dad mentioned it before he...
Great. So we are not starting empty-handed. 2 threads to follow. But where do we start?
Let's stop at Free Phoenicia first, or the Free City, as the locals call it. It's a huge trading hub, filled with opportunities and intel. And on a more pragmatic note, I have some friends who might help us get around the place.
That's reasonable. I think that settles it.
All right. I trust you, Benedict. Thank you. For everything.
It's the least I can do.
Uh-oh. Now we're gonna go to die. Okay. Travel to Free Phoenicia.
Sure, why not?
We'd wanted to leave the desert and explore the world beyond for a long time. Now that our dream has come true, I'm hardly able to enjoy it. The pain of losing our parents, my home, still aches in my chest. I keep seeing the emptiness in Mal's eyes when he doesn't realize I'm looking. We'll always bear the scars of this day, and I worry what it will do to Malachi. In other circumstances, I'd have been excited to visit Free Phoenicia. I've heard enough stories to know that it's similar to our own home in spirit, but its size and complexity are far beyond what I grew up with. The adventure, the experience, the things I could learn there. The possibilities struggle to lift my aching heart like they used to. I hope that this new city helps us deal with our pain and can offer us some answers.
That was quick. Okay. Travel to Free Phoenicia. Where's... Oh, way up there? Wow. Okay. So how does this work? Let's click on it. They say money can't buy you happiness. Whoever came up with this surely hasn't been to Free Phoenicia. Look at us travel.
Free Phoenicia glimmers on the horizon. So much greater than what I've ever seen. And all I can think about is the numbing grief that overwhelms me. I keep it to myself. It's crushing and incomprehensible in a way that leaves me speechless when I try to talk about it. And in that gaping gash festers a rage that knows no other way but forward. Kayla has always been the strong one. She's always been there for me. Although, as strong as she is, she saw what I saw. Her grief won't be lesser than mine. She tries to hide it, but I know she feels it too. This debilitating anger. Maybe this new start will help us both to cope. There's so much to get lost in here. Whatever started in the City of Bones, it didn't end there. The attack on our city is clouded in a mystery larger than any of us. Deep down, I know we won't be able to avoid its pull.
Vaso, I'm so glad you found the time to meet us here. Kayla, Malachi, meet my old friend Vaso.
A blessing upon you both. I have been keeping you in my prayers, and I am relieved to see you here in one piece.
Thank you. To see a kind face in a faraway land makes me hopeful.
Kind face. You should have seen her during her army days.
And there goes me asking him not to talk about it. We didn't make the best reputation for ourselves back then.
Now that's something I definitely want to hear more about.
Oh, I'm sure that you have better things to do than listening to an old lady's rambling.
Though Vaso is too modest to tell you, she was a first sword, and highly revered before she was forced to retire.
Are you kidding me? You have to tell me all about it.
I'd gladly hear this story too, but maybe off the main street. I feel like we shouldn't discuss anything in the open, even here.
That is sensible. You are safe in free Phoenicia. But eavesdropping is considered a national sport here. Ben, I've given Pablo a heads up that you are coming. There's no better place to rest and plan your stay.
Great. You can go first. I have one more friend to check on first. I would never hear the end of it if I didn't include Leon in this gathering.
Uh-oh, not Leon. Specializations. You unlocked specializations. Oh, so we leveled up? We leveled up. Okay, then. So, finally. Some attributes. Let's see. What do we want to work on him next? Mastery? More critical damage. After skill is cast. Increases critical chance by 25% for 5 seconds. That's a 15. Select the specialization, see info. Specializations allow characters to learn new skills. Those can be unlocked starting at from level 7. So, Elementalist. So, health, mana regen, resistance penetration. So, traditional mage who manages a perfect balance between all 4 elements using their combined power. The Elementalist can devastate enemy formations with plenty of area effects. Combat medic, sorcerers that harness the powers of both life and death. Their mere presence can encourage and grant vitality, allowing allies to reject their own limitations. Summoner, druidic adept who uses their bond with spirits to summon them onto the battlefield. At their last resort, they can become a living vessel, turning their body into a mighty colossus. Let's go with Elementalist. There we go. So we have no specialization points, though. Looks like we get prismatic flares to start with, though. Cast 3 prismatic projectiles at enemies in a cone, each dealing 60 damage and inflicting vulnerable 20 for 20 seconds. Each projectile chooses fire, cold, or poison damage type to match its target's lowest elemental resistance. Well, that's tricky. I'm gonna get that on this down here, though. So it's ice bolts do 30 damage, and these do what? 60. So technically better. Can't get those yet. Okay, and then over here. Hey, Leon. Time to sleep? No, don't do that. But thank you for watching. Have a good evening. So weapon boost passive. This one is gain plus 25% weapon damage, but all attacks cost -2 mana. Mana cost increases. Okay. Free spike. Weapon overcharge number 2. It's passive. Every 18 seconds, weapon is overcharged and deals plus 100% with the next attack. More apprentices. Actually, we're doing mana surge, right? Gain weapon damage and skill power over your attacks. Inflict confused. Do that one. Below 50% health, gain plus 20% to skill power. For 10 seconds, inflicts frostbite for 10 seconds. So vulnerable. Yeah. Okay. Kayla. So, okay, what are we gonna do with her? So speed at 15, more dodge, might at 15. Every 6 attack ignores all defenses. That'll probably be good for her. Endurance 10, that's health. Power 15 is weapon skill level +1. Mastery 15. After skill is cast, increase critical chance by 25% for 5 seconds. Let's do this one. Every 6 attack ignores all defenses. Next level. And her skill. So we're not going to have her do Guardian. Assassin. Elusive Shadow Master who's prepared to devastate their mark with a single strike. Using deception and tricks, they cause confusion among their foes and avoid punishment. Blade Master. Bloodthirsty dual wielder that's capable of applying multiple stacks of bleeding, using them to kill the enemies quickly or treat their own wounds. Let's do that one. That's what we were supposed to do originally. So Fury. Oh, sorry. Edge Dance. Dash to the target location with a phantom on each side. The caster and each of the phantoms deal 40 damage to all enemies in their path and 40 damage in a 2-meter radius around the target and inflict knockdown for 2 seconds. Holy crap. That's that one. Blade Way. Rapidly spin along a 15-meter drawn path, dealing 12 damage every 0.2 seconds to enemies within 2 meters. Caster leaves behind a line of sharp blades that inflict bleed 10 seconds on entering enemies. Draw blood, your attacks do bleed for 15%. Fury. Let out your inner fury, inflicting berserk for 15 seconds on the caster and gaining plus 25% weapon damage, plus 15% lifesteal, and plus 25% movement speed. Makes the caster immune to movement impairing statuses. Duelist. Reach hit received, gain a stacking 2% attack speed increase for 30 seconds up to 50 stacks. It can go really fast. Sunder. Constable requires a melee weapon, of course. Strikes a nearby enemy with a sundering blow, dealing 70 damage plus 150% damage, weapon damage, and pushing away all enemies within 3 feet of the target. Bloody Carnage. Cost is 60 hit points. Is that hit points too? Sunder was 40 hit points too. These are hit points. They're not mana points. So it's mana and hit points. Sunder. Saw that one. Bloody Carnage. Rapidly slashes enemies in a cone 3 times, dealing 60% weapon damage and with each slash inflicting vulnerable for 20 seconds. That acquiring health is kind of scary. Restorative cut. That's each time a nearby enemy is inflicted with bleed, you heal for 20 hit points. There you go. There you go. Life is a resource. The only hit points that matters is the single last point. Yes. Well, here, but we get restorative cuts here. Each time an nearby enemy is inflicted with bleed, you heal for 20 hit points. This is the bleed, which doesn't cost you anything. This is a passive ability. Just your attacks inflict bleed. Inner Vitality, gain plus 4 hit point regen. There you go. And Duel 1. Costs 50 hit points, requires melee weapon, locks target enemy in a deadly duel for 15 seconds. Both duelists are immune to damage sources other than each other and then to external healing. Grants the caster plus 30% attack speed and plus 15% lifesteal. After 15 seconds, or when any of the duelists is defeated, the duel ends and the caster suffers exhausted for 5 seconds. That'll be fun. Anyway, we need 2 more points over here. Stomp. The liquid skin. Gain magic shield and 40% weapon damage for 15 seconds. More healing. Projects actually restorative pulse healing, 220 hit points to the caster and all out. Yeah, I think that she's going to need that, isn't she? She's going to be draining the blood out of herself. She's going to need a heal. So that's fine. And then, oh, he's got class points too. It's Furious Stomp or Shattering Stomp. Creates a blast wave around the caster. This is just damage and does shaken. This one is damage and does shaken too. Use additional 60 blood damage to enemies with shaken. This inflicts knockdown with enemies with shaken. Some more damage to knock them over. Knock them over. More health and tenacity. Yes. Okay. Good. So, who do I want to kill next? There's nothing to fear in Free City. Go to Pablo's. I question that statement. There's nothing to fear in Free City, or whatever.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Ooh, titanium. That's the next element we need for upgrade for building new stuff. How much money do we have? 5 grand. Ancient rifle, ancient pistol, lifesteal plus 8%, armor penetration, and ancient mace. Okay, just a second. Mrs. Gimpy just got home. Be muted for a little bit.
Let's get going.
Sounds interesting. Just a little walk.
Okay, I'm back. So, what am I supposed to be doing? Go to Pablo's. Where is Pablo's? That's Pablo's there.
Sure.
Walk faster. Get inside.
I'm so sorry for the tragedy that befell you and your city. I've never met your parents, but I heard many good things about them. It's a terrible loss.
According to Benedict, you may require some assistance in your endeavor. I'd be happy to help.
If you can leave your creations alone for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Leon. We'll gladly accept help from such a skilled engineer.
I'm afraid I won't be much help in a fight. But if you need a place to stay, you're welcome here anytime. My culinary skills are useful in their own way.
Sure they are.
They certainly are, Pablo. Your hospitality is...
There you are. Let's go. There's a problem.
Excuse me? Who are you?
Cesti is my friend, assistant. We tolerate each other in the same room.
How did she find us?
It's what she does, human. Now come. The city may be in danger.
What's the problem?
There's no time to explain. We need to move, now. Meet me at the caves. You can help humans. Or possibly die. I don't care.
That was odd.
Your friend seems charming, Leon. Who is she?
Cestia works for Free Phoenicia. She helps me around the workshop, and I sometimes help her with missions for them too in exchange for machine parts. We've worked together enough that I'm sure she'll be interested in joining us after whatever's going on. If she's asked for help, she needs it.
Well, I don't know about any of you, but I'll be glad to go out and do something to take my mind off things.
New companions join your party. Vaso, kind soul used to hold the position of the first blade in the League's army. Vaso is full of contradictions. Stories about her former glory describe a woman of ruthless stuff. So that's on top of it there. Leon. So there's our engineer. And Cestia. Great sword for hard. Sorry. So do we get to see their stuff? We do. So Benedict. So Cestia is dual-wielding elven crossbows. So she's a bounty hunter. Bounty hunter, so she's a ranger bounty hunter. She's got 6 class points we're supposed to spend. So, toxic bomb. Throw the toxic bomb at a target, dealing damage and inflicting confused. And all enemies in a 3-meter radius creates a surface that lasts for 5 seconds, inflicting poison in cover. While behind cover, gain plus 10% to dodge chance. By poison, deal plus 20% weapon damage to poison targets. Cleanse wounds. Heals target character for 150 hit points. If the target is below 50% hit points, heals them for an additional 50 and removes all harmful statuses. Skill friendly. Each time a nearby enemy dies, decrease your active cooldowns by 5%. Win stats. Gain 15% attack speed for 20 seconds. If used again while active, resets the timer. She has all this stuff already. Blast roll. Roll in a chosen direction, leaving behind a toxic bomb that explodes after 2 seconds, dealing 20 poison, 20 fire, damage and damage inflicting vulnerable 20 seconds on enemies within 30 meters. Stun criticals. Your critical hits stun toots for 2 seconds. It has an 8.8 second cooldown. Skill sprint. Each time you use a skill, gain plus 24% movement speed for 5 seconds. Trap field. Place 7 root traps in the target area that activate after 2 seconds and lasts for 30 seconds. So many poison traps. Oh, what do you get done over here? Smoke screen. Roll away in the target direction, applying invisibility for 30 seconds on the caster. Leaves behind a smoke bomb that inflicts blind for 3 seconds on enemies within 3 meters. Enter agility, bounding mark, stuff. I guess we'll worry about that when she's got a point to spend. In the meantime, more dodge and cover. So we got level 2 toxic bombs. Weapon damage there. Cleanse wounds, more healing. Got a lot of healers. Skill frenzy. Each time a nearby enemy dies, cooldowns go down. Arrow rain. Fires a volley along a 12 meter drawn path that lasts for 5 seconds, dealing 50% weapon damage per second. Sure. I'll get 2 versions. Arrow. Fires a volley. Blah, blah, blah. So does if synergy was shaken. Inflicts weakness for 10 seconds on enemies were shaken. Or the fire rain. Fires a flaming volley along a 12 blah, does fire damage. Inflicts shatter resistance on enemies with vulnerability. Sure. Fire. No. If used again while active, resets the effect timer and grants additional 12% critical chance. Win stats. That should be good. 1 point left. Critical hit stun. That'll work. So she's done. Mr. Engineer. He's a constructor. So we haven't, this is the first time we've seen, well, this is the first time we saw Rangers and now Engineers. He's actually a constructor. His ability is construct an automaton. Summons an automaton for 20 seconds. Melee unit damage scales with summoner skill power. He only lasts for 20 seconds? That seems a little short. Huh. One word so great about him. Okay, so mana absorb. Each time you attack with a ranged weapon, gain 0.2 mana regen for 5 seconds. This effect can't stack. So do that. Shock bolt. Fires an electric blast at the target enemy, dealing 60 damage and inflicting charge for 10 seconds. Stun for 4. Got both of that. Charge ground. Gun turret. Ah, there we go. These last for 20 seconds too. Your attacks inflict stun 3%, vulnerable 10%. Healing syringe. Fires a healing dart at the target ally other than the caster, healing them for 80 hit points and granting plus 8 hit point regen for 10 seconds. So it seems every class has some type of heal. It's almost. Oh no, what Malachi is, he doesn't get to heal. Armor transference. Each time you use a summoning skill, gain plus 20 armor for 20 seconds. Each time you use a skill, gain plus 40% critical damage for 10 seconds. Does not stack. Your two-handed range weapons gain +2 range, so that's going to be probably a gun-related thing. Grappling hook. Launches a grappling hook that pulls the caster towards the closest unit or wall in a chosen direction and grants them +20% dodge chance for 10 seconds. If the grappling hook hits an enemy, it inflicts confuse for 20 seconds. Discharge sphere. Create a sphere at the target area that charges over 2 seconds and then discharges violently, dealing 100 electrical damage to all enemies within 3 meters, inflicting confused for 20 seconds, stun for 2, and pushing them away with weak force. Why wouldn't you have that? Ionized Blast or Stun Sphere? Ionized Blast. Area that charges over 2 seconds and then discharges violently. That's the same thing. Inflicting confused. Deals an additional damage and inflicts stun on enemies with confused. What's this one do? Inflicts armor shatter for 20 seconds, stun for 10 with enemies with vulnerable. Generates electric surface in a 12-meter drawn path that lasts for 7 seconds. Inflicts charged. Shock bolt is like chain lightning. You can get it lined up right, I guess. Okay, so you can get the turrets up to 30 seconds. Attacks inflict stun. Stun sphere or ionized blast? Don't have. Oh, we got no points. Anyway, we're good. Oh, and then you. So you are a combat medic. Okay, that might be useful. Medic Golem. Summons an untargetable golem for 20 seconds that follows the summoner and takes 50% of the damage dealt to the summoner. Instead of attacking, heals the most wounded ally in range for 40 hit points. Healing an HP scale with the skill power. So, mana. Oh, below 50% health gain skill power. I have a feeling you're going to be dropping health with this thing up there. Oh, even no. Summons and takes 50% down. Okay, so actually you want that on the golem, but that's okay. Mana shield 3. I wonder why I use that Fire Apprentice too much if you got that one. Free Spike, Mana Shield, Ice Bolts. That thing up a little bit. Resist damage. Okay, let's see. So inventory stuff. So nice big elven staff. Does 46 poison damage. No other stuff. So I guess it's just a question of who else is going to be in the party. Who are we going to want in the party to go on with these two? Because they're more than likely going to be locked in with these two, I would think, in most situations. Or at least story-related stuff. Dual-wielding crossbows. Got the big gun there. Imperial rifle. So again, combat medic for healing. He can I have to see how he plays out, actually. Bounty hunter, just range stuff. Of course, tank. So, be interesting.
Sure.
Go to the underground tunnels. What if I don't want to? What if I don't want to go to the tunnels? Oh, this town's a little bit bigger than the other one, isn't it? I just realized we got that area. Oh, that's a park we probably should go visit.
Sure, why not?
Getting them tunnels? Not yet.
Let's get going.
Not yet.
Sure.
It's a forest. Park. There's elves everywhere. Vegetation here looks foreign and borderline fantastical. Whoever tends to this garden must be using magic to sustain it.
Sounds interesting.
Maybe. So I'm guessing this is going to play a role at some point later on, more than likely. Just a guess.
Sure.
There's the tunnels. No, entrance to city. Yeah, that is it. No, we weren't in here yet.
Just a little walk.
So what's this place supposed to be?
Sure.
Generators built into the stone walls shine so ferociously they could be mistaken for lighthouse beacons.
Sounds interesting.
So who are you guys and why are you standing out here doing nothing? Those are targets, they look like, right?
Sure.
So,
Gotcha.
we're not going to go into the tunnel simply because it's almost that time and I just don't want to get involved in a little dungeon crawl at the end of the stream. Start this probably next Monday and go from there. So we've progressed the story, of course. We've been kicked out of our own little town that we started in. Parents are dead, but we have picked up technically 4. We actually picked up Benedict earlier in the stream, right? So he is our tank at the moment. He's a guardian. We also did make level 7 with Malachi and Kayla. Malachi is going to be an elementalist, throwing around all the ice stuff. We'll see how that goes. Actually, ice and fire, right? He does ice and fire, being an elementalist. And apparently corrosive magic as well. A meteor strike. This will be fine. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. And of course, Kayla. She is a blade master, so a dual wielder. She is going to... Some of her powers are based off of hit points. So she's going to have to find ways to get her hit points back, which she does have powers to do that. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes, or does. Because we learned that she's pretty capable with 2 daggers. She's pretty... before... She hasn't even done anything since she got her new skill stuff. You know, the Blade Master thing. The Edge Dance. Dash to the target location with a phantom in each hand. We don't even know what that's going to do for her. But her daggers are make her very capable at the moment. Lots of swing, lots of damage she does. Surprisingly high damage, actually. But that's because high crit, or reasonable crit, at 37% and critical damage at 205%. So basically what that means, she hits for 1 point of damage and crits, that's actually 3 points of damage. So if it's 10, it's 30. Got that going on. But yeah, she's a pretty good damage dealer. Malachi is too, if he's not busy running for his life. But yeah. And Benedict is just crazy tank guy. He takes all he doesn't. I say he takes all kind of abuse, but he doesn't take that much damage. He avoids a lot of it, which is fine. He doesn't do a lot of damage though, because he's a tank. That's what his job is. Block chance is 25%.
Hey, Gimpy,
dodge at 8.
It is time to stop. Your dinner will be ready shortly, and Mrs. Gimpy wants to actually talk to you. Make sure you tell everyone to have a great day or evening, and we will see them tomorrow. Also, make sure to remind them to hit the follow button and visit your YouTube channel.
Okay, well, see, we knew that was coming. Again, I'm curious to see what these three do. And like I said, we'll find out next week. So, that's going to be it. Thank you all very much for coming out. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I like this game. I swear I just started the stream. This game makes time fly by for me. So, I'm enjoying it. It's a good RPG so far. And it's an interesting system. So, anyway, stream schedule. Tomorrow, going to play some Master Magic with the new update that you put out last week. It introduces some new traits for wizards, specifically based on necromancy, and we'll be taking a look at those tomorrow. And it's hard to say, it's hard to believe, but there's no necromancy in Master Magic before last week. As far as, I mean, there's death magic, but there's no traits that go along with it. But anyway, they're finally in, and we're taking a look at that tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday, games are up in the air. I will be streaming, but the question is what I'll be playing. It'll be Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, The Troop, which is a turn-based war game taking place in World War II after D-Day. What else is out there? This game is always a possibility on Wednesday and Thursday as well. But anyway, Wednesday and Thursday, streaming, just don't know what. Friday, though, it's the last multiplayer with Jeff Hobo and Hurricane. Saturday, Starfield or X4 with the Star Wars Interworlds mod. Gonna flip a coin again on that one probably. And Sunday is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Day, where the first half of the stream is campaign stuff with Gimpy the Dwarven Crusader Angel, and the second half of the stream is the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC with Rear Group 10. And that's that. So tomorrow, stream starts at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. GMT. For some more Master of Magic. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great evening, great day, wherever you happen to be. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you tomorrow.